Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Fist of Fury 692, and welcome to my first ever tank reviews. I'm basically going to be reviewing the premium tanks that just came out, but you're probably wondering where's the action, where's the Kaiser uniform and stuff. Well, these tanks have just came out really quick, and basically people were requesting it a lot on my channel and requesting it on Xbox. So I figured to do this really quick and give you my honest opinion if it's worth it or not worth it. But the first thing we're going to start off with is the M46 Patent KR. Now, the KR, as I like to say short, is basically the patent kind of tank. Basically the Persian kind of way. If you look at its details, let's look at it real quick of its armor status real quick. His armor status is basically what you expect from a medium from the United States. It basically has the weakest side armor of 75 with the back end of nearly 50. Like very even less than that because of how flat it looks. But the Americans, as obviously, has the strong upper plate of the whole, but it has that one machine gun weak spot. Here, I'll back out of this real quick, and then I'll freeze it here and point an arrow what I'm talking about. Yeah, that machine gun is like only 75 millimeters of armor. So it's like the same as the underbelly. So it's like a pain in the ass to keep this alive if you angle. But if you're driving the tank, you always want to angle it like this when you're facing the enemy with the gun facing towards me. And then you should do a little bit fine, but just be careful. Also, the head armor is really excellent for hold downs. You got the main gun holding area, which is basically pretty much like basically like 191 millimeters of armor. So basically it's kind of like the Vengeance, but a Vengeance that actually kicks ass. Because the Vengeance just if you like the Vengeance, that's fine, but to me I have mixed feelings about it. But anyway, let's talk about its engine. As the engine's right in the back side of it, obviously. 810 horsepower, power ratio is 18.45 per hour per turn. And then forward speed is 48.30 kilometers. Top rotating speed is 20. And firing chance is 20%. So the fire chance is a little bit less, but it still has a problem. Because even though it says less, if you look at the armor, you got really weak side armors and stuff. Like if a bullet shoots the upper plate of that track right here, it will go right through and hit the engine. So that'll be a big problem with that tank. Now let's talk about the gun. The gun reloading time is 8.10, which is very not bad at all for a medium tank. Aiming time is 2.50 seconds, which is, again, for a medium tank, not bad. Accuracy at 100 millimeters is 0.38, which, to be fair, it is American. It is kind of hard to shoot at long range. If you could do it, that's great. But most people who have 90 mils, it's kind of hard to shoot it at long range because of the way how the 90 mils guns in the US seem to don't like to shoot like a good, like 5 grids away from the target. Like 5 square blocks. Alright, let's talk about its wheels now. The wheel traverse thing is obviously 38, which is average speed. Traverse resistant is 1.3, 1.5, 2.5. Alright, let's talk about the turret. The turret rotating speed, well, the turret's view range is 390. So that's not bad for a medium tank. Rotating speed is 38, which is excellent for a medium tank. Single range is 745, which is obviously, that's a common theme with most premium tanks. The reason why they get up to tier 10s is because of these dang radios. But I'll save that argument for another time. I'm just here to review the tank and my opinion things. And lastly, the bullets. Like, here, let me show you. Like, the radio is on the back side of your head of the tank. Like, I'll show you this side. It's on the very back side of your head. And the ammo is obviously the most hardest part to defend because your ammo is really exposed. Like if I show the underbelly really quick, yeah, straightforward shot to the underbelly, the ammo rack will get hit. Or if you're on the right side, like here, I'll show you in detail. All right, let me show you an arrow real quick where it is. Yeah, if you shoot there, it's going to ammo rack you too, and that's also a problem. So this tank, you want to cover your underbelly as much as possible. And also cover up that machine gun that I just mentioned. Alright, but the bullets itself, we'll talk about them in a second because I want to talk about the price on them. But let's talk about the shell's velocity. The first round armor piercings is 853. The armor piercing regiments is 1021, which is good. And basically, shell velocity of high explosives is 200. I mean, not 200. Sorry, guys. 823, which all in all, the bullets are not bad, but not really good against heavies. But I'll talk about that in a second. Now, for the crew, I'll explain your crew. Your driver is right here. Here, I'll give you an example where the driver is right there. Let me go back to it now. Your reloader is right there on the very top. Here, I'll point to it where he is. Yeah, he's right there. Your commander, obviously the commander's hatch or straight through the gunner. Then you got the reloader, I think. The radio man right next to here. I'll show you real quick. Radio man's right there. And I forgot what the last guy is here. I probably should look at more details and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm sorry guys, I don't know who that is, but I know these guys because when that bullet hits that area, it kills those drivers and stuff. So I may have to look up and know who that is. I'll leave it on the side of what commander that is. My apologies, guys. Now let's talk about the supplies, the major thing of what good of premium tank is. Alright, damage for the armor piercing regiment is 180 with 300. Penetration is 144 with 240, which is not bad for a medium tank, but not good against heavies. Like, it's gonna be a hard time against, like you could pin a Tiger 2's good points with that, but you gotta be, like, aiming at the underbelly and stuff or the side because you're not gonna pin its frontal armor. Like, for examples like that. So heavy tanks, really hard time to aim with that unless you know exactly where the weak spots are, which would be good. Alright. Armor piercing regiment, same damage, but does like 182 to 304 penetration. That's the type of bullets you need if you're up against like tier 9s. Like anything that you know that you need to get rid of quick, but it's going to cost you a lot because the armor piercing is 255. The armor piercing regiment is 4,400 a shot, which is, well, obviously the most powerful bullet in the game is going to be expensive, but at least it's not bad. Between the damage you do, I've seen like 213, but I'll show you that in a second. Like, it does that kind of damage to most tanks, which is not that bad. And high explosive regiments is basically 240 to 400, obviously, with the weak pen with only 34 to 56. And it's the same price as the armor piercing, 255, which is good at taking out artilleries, light tanks, fucking up anything that has weak armor, you know, like basically not angled armor, because if you shoot it in an angle, it's not going to pen, but if you shoot it when it's completely on its side, like it has to be like a kind of like vertical and horizontal, you could probably do some damage to weaker armored vehicles, such as like those French AMXs. again, that's it for this one. Now, I personally going to talk about this on the battlefield of my personal feelings, but let's get to the first battle with this. Alright, here's the first battle, and basically we're on a tier 9 game, as you can see on the list here. And basically, yeah, I'm in a party. That's why I did a voice over this last recording bit where I was being really quiet or playing with some people. But anyway, yeah, let's talk about the tank more. The tank is basically, like I said, it's based off the Ripper tank design because of the frontal paint and stuff. And my personal thing about this, while this is driving up, this tank is not bad. It's actually very fun to play if you know how to hold down with it and keep that bottom hull armor not getting shot at and the little commander's hatch. But all in all, it's not bad. See, like, there's the face. It's like... That's actually terrifying if you see that in real life kind of thing. Just see like a tank with a face coming up to you and to bite you in the ass. Now, I'm also going to rate this 1 through 10, and I wanted to discuss that as well. 1 through 10, I'm not going by the tank's game performance and stuff. Well, I am a little bit. But it's basically the value of the dollar that you spend money on. So I will rate this at the end, but here we go. We're heading right up to where the front lines is. And you notice I'm loading APCR is because APCR, because I knew all their tier 9s would go this way and I'm going to pen. Ooh, right in the commander's hatch. That was really good. As you can see, I'm trying to play this smart. I'm trying to keep this hill here to cover my bottom half, but I also noticed artillery, which is not a good sign. But as I was pushing forward up, I'm going to keep pushing with this tank, and ooh, there's the arty shell. Hit him pretty hard. But continuing to move forward. And of course, AMX 5020. First shot, got his ammo rack. Oh, that's gotta suck. So he has a perk care kit, and then, oh, just ammo rack again, buddy. Oh, you're getting fucked over. Now that one I missed, and that time, looking too long at the tank, got hit by the arty. But this guy literally lost his ammo thing, but there's a juicy butt. There you go, done. 1 kill right off the bat. Ooh, and there's the Penza 58 Mutz. It's one of the new tanks too that I will get to it eventually in this review. Yeah, this tank is like a T-29 kind of way, as long as you don't let them hit that little commander's hatch right near the machine gun there. But all in all, it's not a bad tank. Now granted, I hate that it plays up to tier 10s with this type of gun, but not bad. Alright, it looks like Heavy's getting a little bit out of control over there, but looks like we're doing a little bit awful. As you can see on the mini-map, a lot of their tanks are this way. And I'm still going after the Mutz. Sitting there, aiming. Ooh, and he hit my bottom half where the machine gun is. Like I told you guys, you do not want to get that hit. That's why I'm backing off, using the hill as cover. But the problem is, his head is rounded, so it's a mediocre kind of hit. Like right there. That bounced pretty bad, but luckily he bounced as well. Uh-oh, E50 and all that, I'm telling you. But then I see this T-20 over here. I'm like, what are you doing, little buddy? And then I went like, oh god, he's gonna hit me. And I'm like pushing up and like, oh god, he's gonna get my side. Turn and turn a little bit. Ricochet. Got him. Gotta love that few seconds of turning around and killing the guy. Alright, and then pen the E50. Ooh, like he's not having a good day. And by goes the you, buddy. Basically like, wow. And then the 58 Mutz going to charge up to it. Get him right in the view. Got him. And then 4 kills. 4 kills right off the thing. Unfortunately though, I have no fucking health because I couldn't charge the M103. There's no way. So what I try to do is get around here try to see him. I see his lovely commander's hatch. Boom, shot him. He's almost dead. Just as before I'm ready to kill him again, already got me. His buddy of the French tank that I killed in the beginning, that was his buddy. So he got vengeance. Just wow. I love the performance it did here. And this is not just one game. It's a pretty good, I've played it a lot of times on my records, if you don't believe me, that it's actually pretty damn good. Like, if it stays in a tier 8, perfect. If it goes in 9s, it does average. You have to do like I did and not go too aggressive, but aggressive enough to where you can harm them. And basically, really, really fun tank to drive, but it's a tank you don't want to see in tier 10s. Like, you do not want that in tier 10s, which for some strange reason it does. Alright, I'm going to skip to the ending part where we show the money, because this battle is going to take a while as you think. Even though there's only 3 tanks, it's going to take a little while. So, I'll see you at the end. Okay, now we're at the ending. And look at that, 42,199 without premium, only 3,020. So I didn't make much money. It was the premium that made me enough money. But look at all that, like 2,776 damage, 36 assists, 4 kills. Nearly got every shot pen. It was an average good game. That was just beautiful. And I'm on the top leaderboard. See, there's all the tanks that I damaged. And pretty much most of them I killed except the M103. But all in all, great tank. I give this tank a literally 7 out of 10. It's not bad at all.
Panzer 58 Mutz. Something different. Oh, fuck. Something different. Something fucking different. Hang on, let me put my officer in it. Oh my god. Finally, something different, guys. Panzer 58 Mutz is a medium tank that is brand new. Now, before we begin, you're going to say, oh, it's green. Japanese tanks are green. You can put Japanese crew in it, right? No. And you can't put Japanese crew in this. Even though it looks like a Japanese tank, you can't put Japanese crew in this. So, anyways, let's start with the armor. Now, the maximum armor on this is obviously that little thin line right beneath the underplate, which is like, wow. There's armor above it a little bit. So like 90 to 120. Then you got green armor there. Then you got the blue armor, which is basically, 51 to 70. Then you got that. I mean, you got the 31 out of 50, and then 21 out of 30, and then 20. So all in all, this tank is not good to block anything. If you could block something, you have to angle yourself kind of like this, and they have to hit the tip part of your frickin' front plate of your tank, because it's angled in an oval shape, which makes it good. However, not good at blocking anything in this type of tank. Making it the glass cannon of Germany. Alright, horsepower, 600. Power ratio is 17.15. Top forward speed, 50. Top reverse speed, 20. Fire chance, 12. Not bad. Although, the engine, what I like about it, it's more smaller. You think this big fat thing on the back, you think it's all the engine? No. Germany got smart and made it smaller. But they put it in the fucking front as well, like fucking idiots. Why would you put the engine in the front? Right near the driver too, by the way. That's just... So if I zake it out on this, you see that viewports right there? So the left and right below that viewports where I'm circling right now is where the engine small piece is. But it's tiny, but it's there. Alright, let's talk about the gun. Reloading time, 8 seconds. Not bad. especially when you get the reloading down. It could be down to nearly 720 or 740, around that ballpark. Aiming time, 2.30. Not bad again for a medium tank. Accuracy at 100 millimeters is 0.36. Now, this German vehicle actually acts a little bit better with the sniper thing, too, because it's a German 9-centimeter cannon. So it's actually a little bit decent. If you ever drove the Indian Panzer, then you're going to be loving this tank if you love that tank, because it's the same exact gun. Just a little bit different design. Maximum elevation, maximum range, I almost skipped one, is 720. Maximum elevation, 25. Maximum depression, 10. So, as you can tell, the reason why it's only 10 because you could see the armor right there, where you see where it's outlined. I'll circle it. There's 3 layers of armor. That's why it's a little bit more tougher. But when it aims downward, it's going to touch the tip of the tank, so it makes it harder to aim down with it. It still aims down pretty damn good for enough to where you can do stuff with it. But it still has that thing where it's going to block it a little bit. So just be mindful when you be careful with that. Rotation speed, 45. Track resistance, 0.5. Not good. 0.7. Not good. 1.14. Above, below, average. Don't want to get tracked in this. Turret head, 380. That's viewing range is 380. Rotation speed, 360. So, well, not 360, but like 3.6. But not bad. Not bad at all. For a medium tank, that's average, good viewing range, and supposed to play like a team supporting tank. So, not bad. Single range, 570. Again, average, but since it's a medium tank and communications are really good, this thing can actually detect pretty good far away. So meaning if you're like 5 or 6 grids away and this tank has you in its radio sight, and especially if you got a good crew, like say to myself, that has every detection, viewing range all maxed out with its perks, it can see you up a good mile before you even see it. So be mindful, be careful of that. Alright, the crew. Obviously, driver right there, right in the dead center of that Berlin flag. I don't even have to circle it. Right where the Berlin flag is where the driver is. Commander. Hang on, I'm trying to figure out which one's the command. I think the commander is in the right one. Because this one confused me because I didn't have enough time to where my commander was dead to see where it is. But I believe he's on the right side. And the radio... Well, actually, to answer that question, yeah, I know it. Radio man is on the left side. The commander is on the right side. And the gunner is right below the radio man. The gunner is right here. Radio man here. And the commander here. Alright, let's talk about the bullets. Armor piercing, 180 to 300 damage. Penetrations, 159 to 265. So basically 300 a shot. Not bad. Good in its damn tier. Can actually pen right through a Tiger 2 if it wanted to from long range. But not when he's angling. If he's facing you head on straight at you at 90 degrees, you could pen it. I've done it sometimes. RPCR, same damage, 194 to 324. Because this tank plays up to a tier 10, so it's going to be, you're going to need these bullets against tier 9s and 10s, which is 4,400. I only put 17 because this tank doesn't really survive that well. But if you got good games, you want to have at least that much. High explosives is 240 to 400. penetration is 34 to 56. To 255 is the bullet, how much it costs. So again, great at taking out weak armor tanks like ELC Bis, Lycans, and so on and so forth, many weak ones in tier 10s, waffles, and basically any and Grow 15s. Kind of like anything with weak armor, so especially Waffle Panzer 4. Alright. Whew. Let's go into battle, and I will talk more about this tank, how to use it better, and also rate it at the end. See you on the battlefield.
Okay, here we are in a match. Now, what I am in is a tier 10 battle, which is not a good place to put the Panzer 58 Mutz. I even say help. Mostly because I need help detecting them and sniping them from a distance. But yeah, this tank and its tier, not a good tank to put it in. So here we are driving across over here. I'm going to try to take over a 0 to try to get a hold down and detect people. Now this tank is not a bad tank. It's really good for scouting and pretty much sniping your enemies from a distance. It's basically a glass cannon for Germany with a 9cm cannon. That's basically what it is. And what I personally say about it, it's really not a bad tank, really. If it's going to be fair, it's going to suck for a lot of people that don't know how to drive lights, medium kind of tank design flaws on them. But the head itself, even though it's really weak, it's rounded. So it's like a really mediocre kind of thing. And I don't know what this T-34 is doing. Oh, nobody, you're not using me as cover. It's like, I may be a Mutz, and you may have a powerful gun, but you're not using me as cover, so get up there. And of course, the first shot he does, he hits the fucking dirt. So there's our first target, to a Panzer 2, and he just got obliterated. Then we got the Chieftain T95, which is another tank, but I'm just that Chieftain T95. But anyway, I see a Death Star and all that, and I was thinking to myself, how do I want to approach this? How do I want to approach this? So I said, fuck it. They got enough tanks here. I'm gonna push further to the east, basically, but to see if I can get a shot off this guy. Nope. And then now pushing forward to the east. Yeah, because it was like I got detected, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to get hit. I'm like, get down. Because that's what this tank you have to play as. You have to like keep on moving while sniping. Uh-oh. 1815. Ow. But I hit him back. He bitch slapped me, I bitch slapped him back. So now I'm trying to use cover to try to shoot him from that corner. And steady. You gotta be really patient with this tank, because if you try to charge out and try to attack him head on, you'll bump into things like that, which you do not want to get in front of. That was the Waffle E100. You do not want to get across that. And let's see, can I get another shot at him? Ah, missed him by a hair. But I was getting too uncomfortable, so I bailed out again. Yeah, this is the type of, like I said, the type of tank that needs to keep on bailing out, bailing out, bailing out. Making it perfect for tanks that cover people if they're failing on one side. Like, for example, this side over here, there's a TD and a medium right here that's failing over here. Like, the E4 is getting hit hard. So what I did is come over here, like this, and try to snipe it out. Now, this is probably a bad idea shooting armor piercing at long range, because when I shot, only tracked them and try to pull back a little bit, try to get ready to fire again, pen them, but oh god, that was a mistake. Like, I fucking got hit harder than he did. Woo! Like, he wants me dead. Then I see the Waffle E100, it's like, oh crap. But TD down there is brawling with that other TD. I'm giving him enough time to fight, but I don't think I will be able to help him. Yeah, he died. And I'm ready to shot again. Oh, hit the upper glacis. Did not pen. That's what I mean. Like, it's designed to be a sniper, but not this far away sniper. And it's because I'm not aiming pretty well on it. Then I see another medium tank. I'm like, oh god. And then I see the heavy, awful E100. But the awful E100 was just sitting there. I'm like, is he AFK? I'm like, can I get a shot at him? I don't know where I could see him, but it said it was locked on target. I tried to fire, didn't knock down any debris. So I decided to push forward since he's distracted to that side, which I don't know why. Until I realized when I was too busy not trying to die, there's nobody he's aiming at. He's AFK. And I didn't realize that later on until I kill his buddies here. Okay, I push up, trying to use cover because I know that waffle's just around the corner. I'm like, oh boy, I'm like, and then when I saw it, I'm like, it's right there. And I'm like, oh, let me kill this conqueror quick. Killed him. And then I was like, oh, please don't kill me. And I'm like, are you even there? I fired one shot to see if he turns his turret. No turn, and I loaded high explosive and went down on his ass. Basically, I feel so bad for this guy. It feels like a cheap thing, but hey, it's a waffle E100. These things are really fucking deadly. So I killed it, but I didn't feel satisfied killing it because it was not something that was really there. But wow, I'm not going to find this last tank. So wow, this tank is really mobile, really flanking advancement. People are going to like this tank if you keep it on the move, keep it from out of fire. Like, treat it like a CDC, and this tank will be beautiful for you. All in all, it's a 7 out of 10, in my opinion, for a must kind of own tank for people. But I'm saying it for people that like on the move, no armor, but extremely almost accurate gun. That makes this tank really beautiful. If you're a heavy driver and you want armor, do not get this tank. You will regret buying it. But for us mediums that are used to the CDC, like the AMX CDC, this tank would have been a beautiful collection for Germany. And not bad money making tank too, because remember, you shoot 300 a bullet, so 8 pens. We're gonna get like a huge chunk of credits at the end, and we survived the tier 10. So I'm saying affirmative and well done to that. Now let's see how much we earned. Wow. 64,697 with premium, 33,007 without premium. That is good. Good game. And I'm on the top leaderboard. A tank that wasn't really goodly designed on the top leaderboard just got up there. Oh, it's probably because I killed that Waffle E100 with high explosive and did more damage, but still, wow, this was a good game. All in all, good tank for people that like to drive with no armor.
Everybody wants to know the one thing that everyone wants to talk about. Well, here she is, the Rheinmetall Skorpion G, the most fiercest tank, in my opinion, in the game. But let's not over-exaggerate. But let's see why I say this is the most fiercest tank in the game. Let's get started. Let's first start off with its armor. Obviously, there's nothing to this tank. This thing suffers so much high explosive damage that literally you shoot one high explosive, it's almost dead. Like, it's not worthy of surviving one shot. If you do survive a shot, you'll be down to almost red. Like, that bad. So, now let's talk about its engine. It has 650 horsepower. Power ratio 17.2, which again, not bad. Forward speed 60. Medium speed, not bad at all. Top reverse speed is 20. Fire chance 20. Again, it's going to be greater because this tank has nothing. So be mindful to not like get that exposed. Let's talk about the gun. Reloading time 12.20, but if you got a good crew, you can get it down to nearly 10.40, around that ballpark. Extremely good gun, great at reloading for a damage wise, and you'll see why in a minute. Aiming time 2.10, which again, not bad. It's kind of like the bore 6 gun when you put the 12.8. It's basically that. Accuracy at 100 is 0.30. Again, bore 6 gun, not bad at sniping, but got to be careful where you shoot because it's not like accurate like the Grill 15, but not bad. Gun elevation 14. Again, not bad, but not good either, but not bad for its tier. Depression, on the other hand, is 7. This gun is bad at aiming downwards that well. Meaning if you're underneath it and it's like on a hill and he drives forward and the hill is slightly up, the gun will go up. Like, it's very hard to aim down. Like, if you look at this tank, right where you see the little gap there, that's how far I can aim down just a little bit. But it makes sense because if you look how big the gun is and look how big the tank, it'll probably like make it fall down just a little bit. So, yeah. Trex. 30 degrees. Not bad. Alright. 1.2. Not bad for not a weak armor, for a weak armored TD. 1.5, not bad. Angled 3, not bad at all for a tank, and surprisingly shocking how good for the tracks at a tier 8 with a weak armor. I know it's supposed to be based off the Panther, but wow, not bad. Viewing range is 360. Again, not bad. Rotating speed 18. Ooh, this is probably a little bit bad for some people. This is below average. This aiming speed is like it's the same thing as the Tiger 131. If you know the Tiger 131, it has a slow rotatable turret. It's the same thing on this Romotel Skorpion, or as I like to call it, bore 6 Skorpion, because that's basically what it kind of is, or bore 6 Panther, I call it. Alright, single range, 700. Really good with allies. If you detect something far away, you can shoot literally good and chunk far away at the target. So not bad for sitting back and sniping, as is what this tank was intended for, but not bad. Actually, it sees above average. Okay, crew time now. Now, this one's a little tricky because there's only 4 crews in this one. You got the driver on the right side. You got your main viewer on the other. On the very top, I gotta look at it real quick not from a blueprint standpoint. Alright. The commander is sitting on the left side, the gunner on the right. Because if you look at it, because the gunner, see, yeah, it shows right there, because the gunner reloader is right there. It goes right into that side easily than the other. So, let's talk about the bullets now. Armor piercing, and this is why I say it's deadly. Damage, 369 to 613. Penetration is 185 to 308. Oh, Tiger 2s. You're going to get hit hard by this tank. And anything else that heavily armored. IS-3, don't fucking angle to this tank. It says, oh, you angled? Oh, did you know you had an arrow-shaped angle? Well, too bad. I'm going to make you learn the hard way. Boom. It's 1,070 a shot, which expensive, but worth it. Armor Piercing Regiment. Again, this plays up to tier 10, so you're going to need this. Same damage, but 233 to 389. Wow. You can literally be a dick in this game and literally hide the high game and pin mostly any tier 8 in the game almost. And the bullet cost is 4,800 a bullet, which is expensive as all hell. But if you're playing a tier 8, all you need is that, because that literally goes right through a frontal armor of a Tiger 2. Actually, no, I think it go through a lot of shit. That thing's pretty fucking deadly when it's hiding. Alright, high explosives is 473 to 788, 4981, and the bullet cost is 935. Oh man, artillery and light tanks. Oh, if you get hit by this fucking shell, you are going to feel it. I am not joking. Wow. Alright guys, let's send this to the battlefield. I will see you there and give it a final review when it's done.
Alright guys, we are now in the first battle of Rheumatologist Skorpion. And it's a tier 8 game, so let's see how well we can do in this. Rheumatologist Skorpion is absolutely one of my favorite tanks now. When I played this tank, oh my god, I fell in love with it. Just the speed to get the fuck out of there when you need to, and the gun able to do nearly 410 damage to you if it pins on your weaker side. It's absolutely a must-have tank in my opinion. Now I'm going to show you how to play it a little bit. See, like what I'm doing right now is sitting here with a camouflage net and sit completely still at the far back end. But as you can see where my gun can aim at, those rocks, you can actually shoot that far of a distance with a little bit good accuracy. But the problem is the plan's ruined because the Type 59 is going out there fucking going to commit suicide, because what he's going to do, if you look on the bottom, he's going to scout them out, but he's going to make them sit right behind the goddamn fucking mountain to where my gun can't hit. So yeah, I'm trying to tell him I have no shot to help him. He's pushed up way too far in to where it kept the enemies from too far out where I can't get them. Because I can't go out there and help him. There's no way. This tank you have to be absolutely patient with, because then the target will come to you and you can do devastating damage to it. Like this tank right here. He came up too far, underbelly, ooh, 463 damage. That just took a quarter of his health away in one shot. That was a beautiful hit. Oh, I see this tank real quick. Ah, I missed. It was like, it was the delay reaction song, but he backed up it just in time for me to not hit him. God dang it. So yeah, it's basically a tank that you have to sit there. So what I'm doing is waiting patiently. And you have to be really patient with this tank. You cannot go out there and brawl with it. I see another tank, but don't have a shot on him. And thanks, Type 59's dead, so now he's coming up. Ooh, just hit his commander's hatch, so I wouldn't be able to pen it. Sorry guys, I got a phone call thing coming in. But I'll answer it another time. So sorry about this, guys. It's like in the morning and I have like a bunch of business calls in the morning and I can't edit the sound out. But yeah, Rheumatologist Skorpion is not a bad tank. So you can see I'm losing that side. I'm pushing back to over here. And basically gonna try to flank from the side, but my sixth sense is going off. I'm like, no, don't get detected, don't get hit, don't get hit, don't get hit. And I'm driving around, and basically, luckily, I didn't get hit. However, though, there's an E2, shoot him in the rear end, 459 damage. And basically, I'm about to shoot him again, but I'm getting shot by the T-44, and luckily, he can't hit me, so I'm pulling up to where he can't shoot me. Alright, trying to shoot him again, but at that time, I missed the other shot on him. Trying to aim it again, fire, 462, but that light tank is now hitting me because I can't block it. That time he missed. but locking onto that tank and dead, but I couldn't save the TD. Now we got a freaking E2 coming in. Buddy, I wouldn't charge in too fast because you've got a lot of tanks you have to deal with. Not a good idea to do that. AMX 12 ton is supporting that light tank. Yeah, he's gonna get obliterated. I don't have a clear shot on him. Oh, I just almost did. But trying to be a little bit patient. I'm a little bit getting antsy here because it's trying to get a clear shot. And then, oh, can I get him? Yes! That was an impressive shot. AMX 12 ton just got hit right between two rocks and went through and hit him right in the commander's hatch. Not bad shot. Sadly though, E2 died, so all those tanks that are detective will be undetected in just like in a couple of minutes. Yep, there they all go. And forcing me to pull back some more because I cannot go aggressive on these tanks, and you'll see why in a minute. Like I said, I've said it many times, but I'm saying it because I've seen so many Skorpion BOR6 like this. That's what I call it, Skorpion BOR6, and they always try to charge up in the front lines, and you can't do that with this tank. You have to be as long range as possible. Oh, Panther 88. Ooh, but I couldn't pen it because he's got that head armor showing, and the pen can't pen that flat piece. So I'm backing up around the corner. Ooh, trying to block the shots, but light tank's coming. This ain't a good spot, but I had no choice. Then I see the Gorvidich. Shot him, fired his ass, did so much damage to him. Critical hit, set on fire. Oh, it's just, that just fucked him up royally. But I hit his turret and that did bad, but now, ooh, yeah. 2 shots and I'm already now to dead zone. So now I'm like, oh fuck, oh fuck. If I'm gonna die, I'm gonna take a tank with me, so I'm locking onto that tank again. Aiming in, fired, got him. All in all, this is a great tank to own. I mean, I'm the last one alive, I'm going to be probably dead. I'm going to say good game. This tank is a must-have tank. This tank literally does so much damage, can fight against tier 9s and 10s if you snipe at a distance, and makes great money. So let's see this. Yeah, 79,719 credits and 41,468. I give this tank a 9 out of 10 for people that love to snipe. Not for people that's supposed to be brawlers or flankers, but people who are snipers. This is what this tank is beautiful of. Good speed to retreat, good gun, excellent tank. Well done, Wargaming. Okay, now let's talk about the final conclusion of this whole video. First and foremost, all these tanks, the only way you can get them is either this bundle or the one I bought, which has the 9, I think it's like, yeah, I think it's like the 8 or 9 bundle, I'm not sure. But basically over $100 and plus tax. To me, personally, I think it's a lot of money. So be warned when you buy these tanks. Do not buy them for just one tank. That would be really, really dumb. But if you are into these tanks, I'm just saying they're not bad. All these are not bad. These are all medium flanking tanks. Basically, if you're good driving medium tanks, you'll be loving these tanks. But besides that, it's not worth all that, and I don't even know if they'll come out with single bundles. If they come out with single bundles, that'll be great, because I know that everybody will want to buy that Skorpion. Can't blame them. So yeah, that is my final verdict. It's a little bit too much to buy all of them at once, unless you don't want to spend all that kind of money just for 3 tanks, or maybe you want to. It's up to you, but I'm just saying, for $100, it's not worth buying that huge mega deal for just 3 garage slots, 3 ops, and 3 tanks. It just doesn't feel like quite enough efficiency out of it. Now, if they're on, like I said, if they're on the individual bundles and only $50, then I can understand that, but we don't have that kind of option here. Before I end the video too, I want to say 3 rumors real quick because I won't get them because I haven't reviewed the. You saw there was like 5 other tanks, but there's 3 reasons why I'm not reviewing them in this video. Is number 1. As soon as I get to the tank, I'm going to be talking about. All right, here she is. Number 1, Cromwell Berlin, great tank, but I'm going to say to the rumors right now. Yes, you cannot train American crew in this for people that say that. Even though it has the American star on it, you cannot convert American crew into this, which is wargaming. That is really disappointing because you have the American star on it. You had a good chance to make a Cromwell B a hybrid tank to where, like, for example, Catcher KV-1, Champion, Legion, AMX Chaffee, they're all hybrid tanks that you could put different 2 races in one tank. So it's just, this is a huge disappointment on it. That's why I didn't want to review it, because it's basically like the Knight, but if it let me choose American crew, I would have worth my time doing it. But no. Number 2, the second reason why I didn't want to review all these tanks as soon as I find it. The Chieftain T95 is the same thing as the Sentinel T95. The only difference is the Centennial T95 is far more superior because it has space armor, which is a very good thing because if you see that commander's hatch, it's only 20, I think it's like 20 millimeters, I think. Let me look at it real quick. Yeah, almost like 31 to 50. Yeah, it's like now like 40. So with that space armor, it makes it a lot more harder to hit it because if it hits the sandbags and then hits that, it has less of an impact. I mean, it doesn't protect you, but it's just like sandbags would help. This one does not have it. So I feel like this one's a weaker version of the Sentinel T95. So I didn't want to bother reviewing it. And lastly, the reason why I didn't want to review these tanks, they're the same goddamn tanks we had that were free. The AC4 Experimental is the same thing as the Centennial AC4. Cromwell B is basically a Knight, just without camouflage. The Sentinel, AC1 Sentinel, is the same thing as the Vanquisher AC. And the French Super Persian, no, not Super Persian. That would be awesome if French had a Super Persian. No, the French Super Sherman, there we go, is the same thing as the HMH M51. There's nothing different about them. The only difference is you could pay camouflage and stuff on it. When the original ones, they were mostly like permanent camouflage. I didn't feel like it was worth it, and I should have did a review on this tank because if you look at the ops real quick, the 1,000 points is the Super Sherman, which to me it's not worth it because it's not much like I'll describe it real quick. I'll do it really quick, guys. There's no armor. This is all crap armor on this tank. The gun has the longest reload. It has 12.80. So when you got a tank that's very weak with a not a good gun that reloads, it's not that great. Now I get it, there's people out there that mark this, but for the rest of us, it's a tank that easily gets shot at and killed. For tanks like, for frickin' sake, Liberté and the FCM 50T, this one has the same kind of problem. Only difference, it's a 90 mil gun and it's 7.50. Meaning you can get it down to literally 5 seconds of reload, but the same result of the pen and damage. Not much really difference, except this one shoots high explosive and armor piercing high regiment. This one shoots as armor piercing high regiments. So not really worth the 1,000 points going up there. If you want to, I would get the Cromwell B, and what is the other ones? There's the Cromwell B. AC4 Experimental, that's if you want to be a sniper. Centennial 1, Nah, not that good. Chieftain T95, don't get that unless you don't have fuck, I can't remember the tank's name. The Sentinel T95. Thank you. So yeah, that's all my review today. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Sorry I had to brag that on a little bit because people were wondering if the Super Sherman was even worth 1,000 points. Me personally, no, because the thing is, with a weak-ass armor, long reloading gun, you might as well get the FCM50T in the tech tree. It's cheaper, more easy to use, not a pain in the ass grinding through it. But if you guys want it, I have at it. But to me personally, I leave this on the side of the garage. Alright, thank you so much, guys. I will see you comrades in the next video.